right, we're here at the Bemused, or I'm sorry, we're playing Bemused, but we're at the Devious Weasel Games, and I am with James Fairley, and of course I'm with David and Tim Breslin. How you guys doing? And of course Kevin, the Manning. We are gonna play Bemused, and he's gonna take us through it and teach us how do we play, my man.
I've got all these cameras, I don't know where to look.
Look, hey, that's the beautiful part. You feel like a news anchor. You get to just look any direction.
What do you think about the weather, Phil? All right, so, cue camera one.
Wait, who's one?
I'm one.
I'm the other one.
I was one.
I'm number two.
All right, so in Bemused, it's a 4 to 6 player game. It plays in 15 to 30 minutes. Each player takes on the role of a muse inspiring an artist. So everyone's assigned a virtuoso either by choice or at random. Each virtuoso, there are 6 of them, has a different ability. For example, the painter has the ability to move doubts around the table. The musician has the ability to destroy doubts. The thespian has the ability to turn doubts into dreads. So each virtuoso has their own special ability and they're all unique. As a muse, you want your virtuoso to be the most revered virtuoso in the world. However, all the virtuosos are equally competent in channeling their muse's creative inspiration. So rather than work really hard to build theirs up, they decided it's easier to take a handful of doubt and dread cards and tear the other ones down by placing doubts and dreads upon them.
How rude.
I know, it's not a very nice game, but the muses, you don't fool Mother Nature, right? So every time a player takes their turn, they'll draw 2 cards from the Well of Doubt. They begin play with 4 random doubt cards and a dread card. And they make a play, and then they discard. Draw 2, make a play, discard. 4 types of plays are, they could play a dread card. It can go on any virtuoso, and it counts as -2, reduces their point score by 2. This is all about the points.
It's all about that points. About that points.
No treble. If you end the game sane, you have a 10-point score, -1 for every doubt on you, -2 for every dread on you. If you end insane, it's the same scoring, but you have a 1-point penalty. If you are a ghost when you die, you get a point bonus for the number of players in the game, +1 for every ghost, including yourself. Ooh. So your strategy slightly changes. So I could play a dread card, that's one play. Second play is I could play a doubt card. Doubt cards are keyed to the individual virtuoso. I can only play a musician doubt on the musician from my hand. For colorblind players, we have big symbols and we have the words also. So I could not play a doubt on the dancer if it was a musician doubt.
What if I am colorblind and can't read?
I'm sorry, who said that?
I don't think so.
The other thing I can do is I can take any pair of cards, reveal them, and use them both to make a play, and that allows me to pick a dread off the Well of Dread and play it anywhere I want.
Okay.
Now you can't replace cards, so there has to be a slot for it. Now the problem with that is, since I still have to discard, now I'm down to 4 cards, so I'm taking a card deficit for the rest of the game by playing that extra card.
Okay.
The last thing I can do is use my own doubt card, say I'm the thespian, to activate my ability. So I reveal it, play it, and then I use my ability to turn a doubt to a dread, and maybe I do that to musician, and I turn their doubt to a dread. To a dread.
Okay.
Okay. Those are my choices for play. Then I discard, and then the play goes on from there.
Okay.
Okay. When you get 5 cards on you, let's suppose I've got someone who's placed 5 cards on me. 5 cards drives you insane. You go sideways, and then when you play, you still make your normal card draw. You get to look at your cards, but you have to shuffle them up. Draw 2 at random, and choose 1 to play and 1 to discard.
Okay.
So there you go. There I go.
Okay.
If you are dead, you lose all of your cards. The way you are dead is you have 5 cards on you, but there's more dreads than doubts.
Okay.
That will kill you.
You're dead to me, Tim.
Get rid of your hand. You have no hand. When it comes around to your turn, you take a dread card and you do one of two things. Either place it somewhere where it can take it, or transform a doubt into a dread.
Okay.
Since the points for the ghost are smaller in general, you want to weaken everybody else to bring their points down so that your points come up.
Because the ghost is going after dread in general for the end game scoring.
Right.
Correct. Okay.
I'm trying to haunt as many
Yep.
people as I can.
You're the Patrick Swayze of gaming. I get it.
Now, the last part about this game that makes it interesting, besides being able to barter your abilities, right? Because he could say, I'll use my ability to remove a doubt from you if you will use your ability to smack this guy or something like that. You can trade those abilities. Every player has something called a Gemina. A Gemina is another virtuoso that you've had visions of since you were a child, and you've grown up with these visions in your dreams. So the painter will know what the Gemina is in his secret. The musician will know their Gemina and their secret. So your Gemina, for example, is the musician.
Yeah. So basically, he wants to work with the painter.
And your secret is you love the musician.
Oh,
so
actually,
you'll get
there's
an
your
extra
secret,
point
though.
if the musician is not dead at the end of the game.
Time is now 5:30.
Now this is a goal, but it's not going to win you the game by getting it. All it's going to do is change your point total. Sometimes you can lose the game by blindly pursuing your goal because it takes too long and you get dreaded out or something
Okay.
like that. Now, whenever the Gemina is face up, you can use their ability as well as your own as long as they're alive.
Okay.
So until the musician dies, you can use green cards to use their ability as well as your own. How does it get flipped up? One of two ways.
I don't know. It's your game.
On your turn, you may willfully reveal your Gemini. And then you can use it. It doesn't count as a play.
Because that would make that person know that maybe you're not working against them.
Right, I'm telling everybody who my Gemini is, so whatever secret I've got, you know it's directed toward them.
Yep.
Okay? But you don't know whether that's a good or bad secret.
Exactly.
Now, the other way is every time you go insane in the game, your Gemina flips over.
Okay.
So if you go insane, your Gemina, if it goes face up, it goes face down, you can't use the ability anymore. Okay. You go sane again because someone was kind enough to take a card off. You go insane again, it flips again.
Okay.
Every time that thing flips face up, it fires off a dread card. If you willfully chose to flip it up, you take the dread. If it flipped up because of insanity, that Gemina is the one that takes the dread.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. So it could be a good thing, possibly, that you're giving them the dread if you don't like that person.
Exactly.
But if you're in love with that person, now you've hurt yourself.
Or if I
And now they think that you don't like them.
exactly. Or maybe it's a situation
Man, this
Where-
sounds just like the internet.
maybe the musician is teetering, and maybe I know this was your Gemina and it's flipped over, and you're sane again. Maybe my best move is to then, as the ghost, kill you. You go through insanity as you die. This flips, fires off a dread at him, kills him. I've taken you both out with one card.
Okay.
Okay? And that's the gist of the game. Once the game is done, and it ends as soon as there is one or no sane virtuosos remaining, because they
Okay.
could take each other out at the end.
They're all either insane or dead.
Right.
Okay.
Or a combination of those
All
two.
right.
But if there's only one left sane, game automatically ends, or none, game automatically ends, and you count up your points.
Okay.
Highest point wins.
All right.
Tiebreakers. Sane virtuosos win all ties. Live virtuosos win ties against the dead. If they're two sane, you can't have two sane tied because the game is still be going. You can't have two insane ties. In which case you play campaign style. Let's have another round and add our points together.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much, James. We really
Thank you
appreciate
so
taking
much.
the time.
It's been a pleasure.
Tim, thanks for all the